Okay, so recently my friend asked me to show her how I did a specific page in my journal. And it was this page right here. And when I'm with her, I'm not really ever watercoloring, nor is it a good place or time to watercolor. So it's really hard for me to explain to her how to do this. So I figured the best thing I can do is just kind of shoot her a video, upload it here on YouTube so she can see it and she knows how to do it now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to saturate the paper. And I've seen a lot of videos of professional watercolor people, and they say never saturate your paper. I mean, this is an actual technique, but they say to just get your paper kind of glistening. You don't want water pooled up on it is what they say. However, that's true for watercolor paper, but this is not watercolor paper. This is like regular writing, like journal paper. And it's going to soak up the water really quickly. And so you want to make sure that you do kind of have puddles kind of pooling everywhere. And before I forget, I'm going to put this in between here so that I'm not ruining things on the other side, because that is a pretty common problem. If you have watercolor on the other side of the paper, watercolors are water soluble, so if you're watering this side of the paper, you're also watering the other side. So now I'm going to take these, and these are the exact same paints that my friend has, so she's going to have a pretty easy time doing this because I'm going to be using all the exact same stuff she's using. We're going to take some black, just speck it around there, just all over the place. There's no real rhyme or reason. And you can see, like, you can tell how much water is on the paper because the paint is running a lot. And I just keep picking up a lot of pigment because there's a lot of water on the paper. So I don't really need the water, I just need a lot of color. Now I'm going to take this blue here and pick up a lot of that pigment and then just speck it all over. You know, just make sure that I'm kind of getting it a little bit of everywhere on here. And then I'm going to take this color here, which is like a dark purple color, and just speck, making sure that I'm grabbing a lot of pigment, and then just plopping it down on the page, anywhere it lands. Doesn't really matter because we're going to mix all of this and it's going to blend and it's going to like make this new looking thing. I'm going to brush off a little bit because I don't mix them. You can see I've mixed my colors really badly. Now I'm going to take this color. It's like right underneath the dark purple. And it's a little deceiving because it looks purple when it's dry. But then when you wet it, it's definitely like a really dark blue. And just plop, 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 plop it around. You know, trying to get this where like the lighting, and like you can see what I'm doing and kind of how I'm doing it. But I'm aware that there's a giant, like my friend knows the spot where I'm hanging out, there's a giant window here, and so like the sun is just brutal on the spot in my house. just pop it around. And I also want to put like some like yellows. I mean, just think of like when you think of like galaxies in the solar system, and you know, you definitely see a lot of different colors in that just are kind of specked all around and swirled together, and you know, they're blending and mashing and making this really pretty, like iconic looking galaxy picture, you know. And I did not see this technique anywhere. I saw a picture of, I'll show you in a minute, and I just kind of, like, in my mind tried to figure out, like, how would they do that? So now I've saturated my brush with water again, so we're really going to get this page really, really wet. And I'm just spreading the paint. Just spread it, spread it, spread it. Make sure that it's like it's blending and it's meshing and it's like just making this brand new looking, it's like a galaxy looking thing that's going now, you know. So there's that. So that's how you do that part. Now for the other effects that we need to let this page completely dry, because if you don't, the next effect is not going to sit on top like what we want it to do. What it's going to do is it's going to blend and like with the rest of the colors. So we want it to be really dry when we go to do the next effect. Okay, so this is dry. One way to speed this process up is what I just did, is I took my blow dryer. Now there are several, you know, professional journal people and watercolor people that, you know, they buy these special heat guns and stuff, but I'm not a professional. I'm just a stay-at-home mom that kind of likes to paint here and there, so my blow dryer works just fine for me. So I'm got a lot of water on my brush, and I'm picking up a lot of this white pigment here, the white color, and so I'm trying to really saturate my brush and get the paint really into the bristles. So now I've got a lot of pigment in my bristles, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my finger and just kind of flick. Now this technique I did steal from another YouTube video, and I don't remember what the YouTube video was, but it's pretty, like, it's not exclusive to one person. I'm sure there's several videos out there that use this specific technique. And what it does is it just kind of makes it look like there are stars all over the page. But you can see that if you didn't wait until it was dry, this would just blend into the rest of the painting, into the rest of the page, and it wouldn't look like stars anymore. It would just kind of look like white blobs everywhere, and it wouldn't have this nice effect that it has, you know. It would have something like that. So you also want to be sure that we'll cover that up. You also want to be sure that you're not over saturating your brush with water, and you've mostly got a lot of pigment instead of water. I mean, that still doesn't look bad because it looks like galaxy style stuff, you know. And so we're going to set this to the side and let this dry. I've gotten watercolor paint on my chair, and that's not good. But I think I can get it off for sure. My friend has the same Bible that I use. She's actually the person that I got this Bible from. And so I thought that I would put this in the video as well to kind of show, like, this can definitely be done in this Bible too. And for this right here, because this is darker, it'd be hard to write on this. So what I did here was I used this is a Uniball Signo Broad white gel pen. I really like it a lot. I used it here on this page here in the front, where I kind of did the same effect, just a little lighter, and then did this page here with the Signo Uniball, and it's definitely the best gel pen that I've ever used. It covers really well, and I'm almost out of ink in it, so if that tells you anything, like most of the time when I would use gel pens, they would dry out and gunk up, and then like once they gunked up, you couldn't really use them anymore. And then you had all this really pretty ink on the inside that you couldn't get to or use because the tip was all gunked up and messed up and dried, and you just couldn't do anything with it. So this does gunk up, but it comes right off, and so you're able to use all the ink, because I pretty much have, and a new one. So I just thought I would show that to her so that she can see. She's really big about, like, she does not want anything on the text. I don't mind that. She does. She really doesn't want things on her text because she says it distracts her from reading, and I can see, you know, that's a valid point. It doesn't distract me, but it can distract other people. So now what I'm going to do, you could leave it this way, and I have a page here that I have left that way. I don't know that if I'm going to keep it left this way or not, but you can leave it this way. I'm concerned that these little white specks are going to get in the way of my ink, so I'm actually going to create a space for me to write on, because this is a journal. Sorry about that. And I know that the lighting is terrible because of this window again. So I'm going to create a space for me to write with my gel pen, kind of like I did back here. So all I'm gonna do, and the Uniball Signo Broad Tip Gel Pen seems to really write well on watercolors. So this is just a spot for me to, like, put the date and, you know, maybe like a heading, and then just going to, and I'm not gonna be like super, just like this. To me, I think that, you know, the edges and stuff give it a lot of character. So, and just, you know, you can darken it up. I think that the edges that don't meet like that, or that are just kind of like out there and kind of messy, give the page a little bit more character, and so I just tend to kind of leave the edges like that, you know. But now that's given me a good area to write with my gel pen, and so that I can journal on this page. And so there you go. That's how you do this page. And so you can make it look, I mean, you can do whatever you want. There's nothing right or wrong about this, you know. But, you know, you can make it look a little like this. I would definitely suggest using, like I did right here and you did here, because you can see here, like I used the silver Signo gel pen, and you can see it, but like it glares a little bit. It's definitely more visible on the black. So white is very visible on the black. Gold, not so much. Because you can see here that I have gold here, and that's not very visible at all, which is why I prefer to have like this black swatch so that I can journal here. So that's it. That's the whole process, and now I'm hoping that my friend can recreate this page like she wanted to.